What's going on YouTube? Listen up, young elder gang. This is Dr. Joe Blow at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe and share this video, fam. I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes. In this video, you will find history, definitions, scripture, information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning, the truth. Keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button, young elder gang. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. The year is 1910. A veil of secrecy hangs over a secluded island off the coast of Georgia. Jekyll Island, a haven for the ultra-wealthy, is about to witness an event that will shape the destiny of a nation. A clandestine meeting, shrouded in shadows, brings together titans of finance and architects of power. Their mission to engineer a new financial order for the United States. The echoes of this gathering will reverberate through the corridors of time, shaping the lives of generations to come. Jekyll Island, with its pristine beaches and opulent mansions, provides the perfect cover for this clandestine gathering. Owned by an exclusive club of millionaires, including titans like J.P. Morgan, the island is a world unto itself, shielded from prying eyes and unwelcome scrutiny. Here, amidst the trappings of wealth and privilege, a new financial order is being crafted. The architects of this new order are men of immense wealth and influence. Nelson Aldrich, a powerful senator and chairman of the National Monetary Commission, leads the charge. He's joined by financial titans such as Henry Davison, a senior partner at J.P. Morgan and Company, and Frank Vanderlip, president of the powerful National City Bank of New York. The secrecy surrounding the meeting is absolute. The participants arrive under assumed names, their movements cloaked in secrecy, their communications guarded. They understand the explosive nature of their mission. They are, after all, plotting nothing less than a silent revolution, a bloodless coup that will reshape the financial landscape of the United States. For days, these men toil in secrecy, their deliberations hidden from the world. They debate, they argue, they compromise, their goal to create a central banking system for the United States, a system that will wrest control of the nation's money supply from the hands of elected officials and place it firmly under the control of a private banking cartel. The American economy of the early 20th century was a ship sailing on a turbulent sea. Prosperity, like a fickle wind, would fill its sails one moment only to vanish the next. The nation's financial system lacked the stability needed to navigate these treacherous waters. A decentralized banking system, fragmented and chaotic, struggled to keep pace. Banks held the lifeblood of the economy, the deposits of businesses and individuals. When panic gripped the markets, banks clung to their reserves, refusing to lend. Credit dried up, leaving businesses bankrupt and workers jobless. Financial panics were the specter haunting the American economy. A recurring nightmare that struck with a chilling regularity. Every decade or so, fear would grip the financial markets, spreading like wildfire from Wall Street to Main Street, leaving a trail of economic devastation in its wake. These panics were not mere fluctuations in the market, the natural ebb and flow of economic cycles. They were full-blown crises, characterized by a collapse of confidence in the banking system. A run on banks as depositors, gripped by fear, rushed to withdraw their savings, leaving financial institutions teetering on the brink of collapse. The panic of 1907, still fresh in the minds of those gathering at Jekyll Island, served as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of a fragile financial system. Triggered by a series of events, including a failed attempt to corner the copper market, the panic had sent shockwaves through the nation, leading to bank runs, business failures, and widespread economic hardship. The memory of this panic, the fear of its recurrence, loomed large over the Jekyll Island meeting, adding a sense of urgency to the proceedings. The men gathered on this secluded island understood that the time for reform was now, that the nation could ill afford another descent into financial chaos. The men who gathered at Jekyll Island were not simply bankers or politicians. They were architects of a new financial order, alchemists seeking to transmute the base metal of a fragmented and unstable system into the gold of stability and control. They were men of immense wealth and influence, accustomed to operating in the rarefied air of Wall Street and Washington, D.C., their lives intertwined with the levers of power and finance. They understood the intricacies of the financial system, its strengths and weaknesses, its potential for both immense good and catastrophic destruction. There was Nelson Aldrich, the seasoned senator from Rhode Island, a master of political maneuvering and a staunch advocate for banking reform. His deep connections in Washington and his understanding of the legislative process would prove invaluable in shepherding their plan through the halls of Congress. Alongside Aldrich stood Henry Davison, a senior partner at J.P. Morgan and Company, one of the most powerful banking institutions in the world. Davison brought to the table the weight of Morgan's vast financial empire, his insights into global finance, and his unwavering belief in the power of centralized banking. The idea of a central bank for the United States was not new. It had been debated and ultimately rejected on numerous occasions throughout the nation's history. The very notion of a central bank, with its power to control the money supply and influence interest rates, struck a discordant note with the deeply ingrained American suspicion of concentrated power. Yet the recurring nightmare of financial panics, the palpable instability of the existing system, had breathed new life into the idea of a central bank. The events of 1907, in particular, had served as a stark reminder of the need for a more stable and resilient financial system, one capable of weathering the inevitable storms of economic uncertainty. The men gathered at Jekyll Island, while united in their desire for reform, held differing views on the precise structure and function of a central bank. Some, like Aldrich, favoured a system modelled after the Bank of England, a powerful institution with close ties to the government. Others, like Paul Warburg, a German-born financier and a recent immigrant to the United States, advocated for a more decentralized system, one that would balance the need for central control with the preservation of regional autonomy. Warburg, having witnessed the effectiveness of Germany's central banking system, believed that a similar institution could provide the stability and flexibility that the American economy so desperately needed. The Jekyll Island meeting crackled with an atmosphere of clandestine purpose. The attendees adopted a veil of secrecy to avoid public outrage. Their journey was shrouded in subterfuge. Aldrich instructed his companions to travel under assumed names, concealing their movements from the press. They arrived individually, converging under the cloak of night, their identities known only to themselves and their host. Jekyll Island was a strategic choice, a sanctuary insulated from scrutiny. Jekyll Island, a place of idyllic beauty and secluded charm, became the crucible in which a new financial order was forged. Here, amidst the swaying palms and the gentle lapping of waves against the shore, a small group of men, armed with ambition and driven by a shared vision, plotted the course of a nation's financial destiny. The meetings were intense, the discussions often heated as these titans of finance grappled with the complexities of creating a system that would concentrate unprecedented financial power in their hands. They understood the risks involved, both to their reputations and to the very fabric of American democracy, yet they pressed on, their belief in the righteousness of their cause unwavering. The weight of their task was immense. They were, in essence, attempting to reconcile two seemingly contradictory impulses: the need for a centralized authority capable of stabilizing the nation's volatile financial system, and the deeply ingrained American suspicion of concentrated power, a suspicion rooted in the very foundations of the nation's founding. Their challenge was to craft a system that would appear, at least on the surface, to be in harmony with the principles of democratic governance, while in reality shifting the locus of financial power from the halls of Congress to the mahogany-lined boardrooms of Wall Street. The men who gathered at Jekyll Island fancied themselves as guardians of the nation's financial well-being, the keepers of a golden key that would unlock an era of unprecedented prosperity and stability. They saw themselves as pragmatic visionaries capable of transcending the limitations of a flawed system and ushering in a new era of financial enlightenment. They believed that the United States, with its vast resources and boundless potential, was being held back by a financial system ill-equipped to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing world. They pointed to the recurring panics, the wild fluctuations in interest rates, the inability of the existing system to provide a steady and reliable source of credit as evidence of its inherent flaws. Their solution, a central bank modeled after the great financial institutions of Europe, was, in their minds, not a radical departure from American ideals, but rather a necessary evolution, a pragmatic adaptation to the realities of a globalized economy. They argued that a central bank, properly structured and insulated from political interference, could act as a stabilizing force, a lender of last resort capable of calming the turbulent waters of the financial markets and ensuring a steady flow of credit to businesses and individuals across the nation. Days turned into nights as the Jekyll Island attendees hammered out their audacious plan. They debated the central bank's structure, its powers and responsibilities. Out of these intense deliberations emerged a blueprint for a new financial order. The Federal Reserve System was designed to be immensely powerful yet deceptively opaque. Its true purpose was to wrest control of the nation's money supply from elected officials. The Jekyll Island meeting marked a turning point in American history. Back in the hallowed halls of Washington, D.C., the echoes of the clandestine meeting at Jekyll Island reverberated through the corridors of power. Senator Aldrich, his pockets bulging with the blueprint for a new financial order, prepared to unleash his Trojan Horse upon an unsuspecting nation. The Aldrich Plan, as it came to be known, was a masterpiece of political maneuvering, a carefully crafted piece of legislation designed to appease the masses while subtly shifting the balance of power in favor of the financial elite. It called for the creation of a National Reserve Association, a seemingly innocuous entity that would in reality serve as the nerve center of a new central banking system. Aldrich, a master of political persuasion, understood the importance of framing the plan in a language palatable to the American public. He spoke of the need for stability, for a system that would protect the nation from the ravages of financial panics, a system that would ensure the free flow of credit to businesses and individuals across the land. Yet, beneath the surface of these seemingly noble aspirations lay a carefully concealed agenda: to concentrate unprecedented financial power in the hands of a select few, to create a system answerable not to the people or their elected representatives, but rather to the whims of a private banking cartel. The Aldrich Plan, like a stone cast into the still waters of a pond, sent ripples of unease through the halls of Congress. The battle lines were drawn between Aldrich's allies and a diverse group of opponents, united by their suspicion of concentrated power. The political battle over the Aldrich Plan raged on, its fate hanging in the balance as the nation prepared for the presidential election of 1912. Wilson's victory signaled a shift in the political winds, a rejection of the status quo and a yearning for change. What emerged from the crucible of political compromise was the Federal Reserve Act, reshaped to address concerns of concentrated power. The Federal Reserve Act, signed into law by President Wilson on December 23, 1913, marked a watershed moment in American history. The Federal Reserve System, a blend of public authority and private control, was tasked with managing the nation's money supply and setting interest rates. From its inception, the Federal Reserve was shrouded in controversy, its very existence a source of heated debate and conspiracy theories. As we delve deeper into the corridors of power, we encounter whispers of a connection far more sinister, stretching back to the ancient city of Verona, Italy. The secret Treaty of Verona, a pact made between powerful families, aimed to control the wealth and destiny of nations. Is it mere coincidence that the architects of the Federal Reserve System were members of families with deep roots in Europe? The secret Treaty of Verona, if it indeed existed, was a testament to the shadowy machinations of power. Legend has it that the treaty was signed in 1822 by a cabal of powerful families seeking to control the wealth of nations. They envisioned a system of central banking, controlled not by governments but by themselves, to manipulate interest rates and currencies. And what of the Nubians, those ancient people of Africa whose history stretches back millennia? Among those brought to America's shores were the Nubians, forced to toil on plantations, their labor enriching the coffers of wealthy landowners. Despite the horrors they endured, the Nubians never forgot their heritage, their connection to the land, and their dreams of freedom. The descendants of enslaved Africans found themselves targeted, their land threatened by those who wielded power in the shadows. The Federal Reserve System provided a new tool for dispossession, manipulating the value of crops and land. The creation of the Federal Reserve System and the dispossession of African Americans from their land are threads in a tapestry woven by those who seek to control the destiny of nations. The echoes of the Jekyll Island meeting reverberate through the decades, their impact felt in every aspect of American life. The Federal Reserve, born out of that secretive gathering, wields immense power, its decisions shaping the course of the American economy. Its defenders credit the institution with preventing another Great Depression and keeping inflation in check. Yet, the Federal Reserve's critics see a far more insidious force at work, leading the nation down a path of ever-increasing debt and dependence. They argue that the Federal Reserve has created a system addicted to cheap credit, prone to bubbles and busts. The Federal Reserve's ability to create money out of thin air has led to a devaluation of the currency and a growing gap between the rich and the poor. The specter of inflation, a silent thief that erodes the value of savings, hangs over the American economy. Critics argue that the Federal Reserve's actions, taken in the name of stimulating economic growth, have unintended consequences. They point to periods of high inflation in American history as evidence of the dangers of an unfettered central bank. The debate over the Federal Reserve, its origins, and its impact on the American economy and society is likely to continue. Was the Federal Reserve truly the product of a conspiracy or a necessary evolution to bring stability to a chaotic financial landscape? The truth likely lies somewhere between these two extremes, shaped by political pressures, economic realities, and the ambitions of those in power. The ghostly whispers of those who gathered in secrecy on Jekyll Island still echo through the halls of time. The Federal Reserve, born out of that clandestine meeting, stands as a monument to their vision. Its impact on American society is undeniable. The story of Jekyll Island is a cautionary tale, a reminder that the pursuit of power often takes place in the shadows. The legacy of Jekyll Island is a complex one, a tapestry woven from threads of ambition, intrigue, and the enduring tension between public good and private gain. Section 2. The Unfinished Narrative. As we stand at the crossroads of the 21st century, grappling with unprecedented economic challenges, the specter of Jekyll Island looms large, a reminder of the enduring influence of the past on the present. The Federal Reserve, once a radical experiment, has become an entrenched institution, its power and influence seemingly unassailable. Yet the story of Jekyll Island is not merely a historical footnote, a tale of events long past. It is a living narrative, one that continues to unfold with each passing day, its implications reverberating through the corridors of time. The decisions made in the hushed confines of that secluded island continue to shape our world, their consequences felt in the lives of billions. The challenge for us, as citizens of a nation founded on the principles of liberty and self-governance, is to confront this legacy, to engage in a thoughtful and informed dialogue about the role of central banking in a free society, to demand transparency and accountability from those who wield such immense power. The story of Jekyll Island is a reminder that the pursuit of a just and equitable society is an ongoing struggle, one that requires constant vigilance, a willingness to question assumptions, and a commitment to holding those in power accountable to the people they serve. It is a story that is far from over. its final chapter yet to be written. All right, that's all we have for you today, family. Be sure to hit that like button, Young Elder Gang. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. Thanks for watching. Peace.